Look, here is my current standard probe for RemoteTech on the launchpad. What do you mean you can't see it? Here we go. Let's get daylight, shall we? I think that's very cool. North Star. There is no North Star. I don't know if I should be worried about that. Right, let's wind it down. Okay, one probe. A Stay Putnik Mark II for control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 200 whatever batteries. 4 common DTSM 1s. I think that's a 32. Communicon 32 for omnidirectional stuff. Stupidly big fuel tank. Two of them, 1x6 or 6x1s or whatever you want to call them, without shields, and 2 statics for when the panels are in and I forget to extend them, and a LV909. Again, overkill, and it is overkill, but if we look at the Delta V, that rocket has 4,116 meters of Delta V. I can get that into orbit and it can take itself virtually anywhere. So the good stuff, at least I'm not going to run out of Delta V. So what I generally have is one of these dishes pointing at mission control, one of them pointing at what is called the active ship or active vessel, and the other 2 pointing at other comsats, random ones generally. Pointed at 2 other, well, I don't know where I was, I had to pause them for a second. So one of them points at what's called the active vessel, one of them points at mission control, the other 2 point at other random satellites, generally one on the Mun and one local to Kerbal. I have to go to the, say I connect one of the dishes to GeoComSat 1, I have to go to GeoComSat 1 and point it back at this. So you have to name them properly. Well, or name them at all. I also have the Communicon 32, which gives 5 million meters or 50 kilometers or whatever. I don't know, is it 50 or 500? Which helps with getting it out the atmosphere and keeping control of it, because every satellite has it. So as long as you're within that range of 5, God, I think my memory's like a sieve. 5 million meters, which is quite a lot. 50,000, 5,000 kilometers. Sounds like a lot, but it ain't. But what it does, if we look on the map, this almost white line here between these satellites and this one, and between ComSat 2 and mission control, they're actually the omnidirectional aerials that are giving communications. So it's kind of local to the sphere of influence, I guess. And down here you can turn these on off. No lines of communication, just the omnis, just the directionals, and both. Never worked out what that one does. I'm sure it's got to do something. And this shows you the dishes that you've actually got. This is recent. I only found this out about 5 minutes ago, but it shows you what your dishes are on that device you're looking at are connected to, which is quite good. Generally what I do is I'll set a target and activate it, so if the dish isn't out I know it's not in use. As I say, it's got 4,000 dV meters per second of Delta V, so that thing can get itself into low Kerbin orbit. What I do though is use this. This is whose is this rocketry business? Core Concept Anvil. You look on space port, it's the Anvil rocket set, and under the cover we have 3 of those probes, as you can see, all nicely attached with a final launch stage to a two-stage rocket. So we have big stage, or rather stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 gets you to wherever you want to go, and stage 4 is effectively the 3 probes. I'll show you how we do it. We might as well go and do this to Minmus. Stick it on a nice cover. Now you notice, whoops, press that. You notice if we don't have any Kerbals on board, so we have to have, just about see it, antenna there, spare antenna there, they're 32s I do believe, I hope, and a dish that I can point at stuff. Never been to Minmus with this ship. It should get me to Minmus. It got me to the one without a problem. The good thing here is that we have three probes in one. As long as I remember to do certain things, like remember to take the antennas out, I can use this ship as a controlling ship until the launch. The only problem I have, that's 16. 16 is slightly better in atmosphere than 32, which is, that's 16 as well. I found with 32 they rip off too easily. I'm going to use the autopilot to take off. I'm going to limit the acceleration to 30 meters per second because the antennas tend to get ripped off, otherwise not good. Do a launch to, I don't know, 100 kilometers, maybe 15 kilometers for the start that turns a bit late, but hey, we've got enough power, enough energy, enough delta V, so excuse the noise. Now we'll turn that down a little bit, that's extremely loud in my headset. I have single probe versions and twin probe versions. I was considering a multi, 6 or 8 or 10, but it starts to get a bit ridiculous and the Anvil 5 won't be able to launch it, so I'll have to make something using mainsails or the such like. That gets a bit hairy. So we'll get it into orbit and we'll come back to you.